Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So I'm currently revising book 3 of the Beyond the Red trilogy, which is also the 17th manuscript I've written. And while I've been revising, I've been thinking about confidence and the writing process. Because when I finished first drafting that project, which was one of the longest first drafting periods I'd had in a while, and I revised it once for myself and time came to work with my critique partners, I sent it to my first critique partner basically with a note that said, "I'm pretty sure this sucks, please help." And I mean, there were a lot of reasons for my insecurity with this book, specifically revolving around the fact that it's the last book of my trilogy and I know it's getting published. So I was feeling more pressure than usual with this one because I mean, there are a lot of things I want to accomplish with that book and there are a lot of expectations with the last book of a trilogy. So I was feeling it a lot. And that's not to say I haven't felt insecure about previous manuscripts because I totally have, and it's not to say I won't feel insecure about manuscripts in the future because I totally will. But it was a good reminder that this writing thing doesn't really get easier. And I mean, it does get easier in some senses, like you get used to your process and get an idea of what to expect from start to finish, though sometimes a manuscript completely throws that for a loop, and you learn what kind of processes work best for you, though sometimes you realize it might be time to mix things up. But at the same time, it also doesn't. But I think it's actually a good thing that writing doesn't get easier. The fact that writing doesn't get easier means you're always challenging yourself and pushing yourself to get better. And it's also just because of the nature of the work, because writing a book, as I've said a million times and will probably say a million more, is really friggin' hard. But it's also because you're constantly learning new things, or at least hopefully you are, so that you can improve in an area on this new manuscript that you were a little weak on the previous manuscript, and you're pushing boundaries and breaking new rules. And I mean, every time you do that, it's a little scary because you don't know that you're going to succeed, but you're trying and you're improving and you're learning. At the end of the day, when all is said and done, you're going to have something, and that something is a pretty cool accomplishment. And know that, yeah, writing is hard, but also know that every single writer out there, whether they've published 15 books or none, whether this is their very first manuscript ever or it's their 20th, we're all there struggling with you. And you know, what we do is pretty darn cool. So that's what I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.